Hi guys, tell me what you thought about Lara Croft Tomb Raider at Eurogamer 2012.
Cool.
Wow, it's just I was ready to go and then it's just slower. No, wait, you're still going. You're still going. Okay. No, it was an interesting demo. It's like as is quite obvious from some of the trailers, anyways, that it is like a very back to the start of the whole Lara Croft story. She is like a fresh archaeologist on the way to her first like dig or first adventure. I can't remember. She's going after the first bit of loot anyway, and she's all like just out of English school or university. I can't remember how old she is, but like it did feel like really cinematic, especially some of the trailers that have been released. Like some of the trailers that I've seen are really cinematic and do really look quite good. And the bit of demo we got to play was the whole hunter survival. Like she'd just woken up after being washed up on this island, or after the plane had crashed, and then all about her trying to survive on her own, like on basic instincts sort of thing. So yeah, what did you think of that film?
It was a good feel to it. It felt very kind of uncharted, kind of that kind of territory of a mix of basically the climbing and all that kind of thing. Felt very that end of the spectrum, but the feel of it was quite good. Like if you think also. It was kind of a new direction compared to the older games as well. I've played a few of them, not too heavily, but I played a few of them, and the gameplay had been really revamped. Like it was a completely kind of different way of playing the game.
New style and visually amazing.
Yeah, stunning. Like visually, one thing like there was certain things about the gameplay that kind of didn't feel that complete. I think, for example, the hunting was a really cool idea, but I think it's been done better. For example, Metal Gear Solid 3, that had a really heavy hunting element, and that was awesome. Like you really had to manage like what you were doing. But in terms of actually going in that direction, it is really cool. And
yeah, that was good. That was a good thing that I could like to expand on. Would be see how far the hunting went. But like they had like. You got to see it very kind of briefly, like the level up system. They had like a pretty much like a tiered level up system of where you wanted to put your points into sort of Skyrim-esque, like sort of Borderlands-esque, where you can put points into certain things like hunting, and either you get more meat from killing things, you could start fires quicker, and like.
So it was like RPG elements.
Sort of, yeah. It was really quite strange.
They said they're going in the direction more of having this kind of open world, have to manage a little bit more what you're doing.
Yeah. And
that does seem quite interesting. I don't know how long it's going to be. I don't know how much I can put into the story, because it seems like the story of just dropping on the island and trying to survive doesn't seem like it would be that long a story.
I'm sure
there's hidden things on the island. There's definitely like signs of a hidden stuff on the island.
Yeah, I
that
suppose
they
there's
showed.
more of that on that end. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see where it goes. I think it's definite play.
It just struck me as like, what if Uncharted happened to Lost? Sort of thing.
Yeah, I get
kind of like, you know what I mean, crashing on an island. There's gonna be stuff happening. We can tell. Like we already seen corpses in the demo, and I'm sure it's gonna be like really crazy stuff to see.
Yeah, that would make it really interesting.
Like puzzle elements in it.
Well,
there used to be.
Yeah, there was a bit. So I hope so. There's like some mental challenges. It's always quite nice to break up most things, but
depends how much of the Tomb Raider aspect they're going to put in there.
Yeah,
because if they put in that, if they have this kind of really cool hunting aspect, and then still somehow retain that kind of puzzle, walking around, tigers coming out some weird hole in the wall thing, properly. I mean, I'm kind of joking. I mean, properly put it in, and have that Tomb Raider aspect. That'll be really cool. But I think maybe they will probably put the Tomb Raider side thing on a bit of a back burner for this one, which is kind of fair enough.
They have entitled the game Tomb Raider.
Yeah, which kind of intrigued me a little bit.
Maybe it's more puzzly than they've, more that.
But it lets
style.
on.
So because it looks like a new, different style of game, but they could bring back a lot of old stuff without us knowing yet.
What they might be doing,
as it's like March next year. So.
Yeah. So what they might be doing, like the thing about Square Enix also did Hitman, and they might be trying to show off the game as being more of a mainstream game with that kind of gameplay. And then hidden behind is the classic Tomb Raider, but we'll have to see a little bit, I guess.
Do you feel also, another thing that springs to mind is obviously it's very cinematic. There seems to be a cutscene every sort of 2 minutes, and I know this is the demo and trying to get us used to this game. Do you feel that might happen a bit too much in the whole game? Or
I think it'll ease off. If you think about games like, again, I'll bring it back to
just landed on the island in the early days, but I was just worried. I was thinking, what if this is all cutscene-y? It could get quite annoying because it's not the right game for that sort of stuff.
Yeah, I think if you think about games like the early Metal Gear Solids and things like that, even 4 actually, they have a lot of cutscenes, but it does ease off. It's just they're really heavy in the beginning, so probably it's going to be a similar deal to that. Like really early on, there's tons of them, and then you'll have big spaces where you can just do whatever you want and move on from there, I guess.
I just wanted the last level to be in the mansion, breaking back into the mansion. Just because the first level of most of the games was breaking out of the mansion. You've got to go in through the gardens and jump over the fences and press buttons that are hidden. We want to end in the mansion. Yeah, we've got to break back into the mansion. She's got to get off the island and break back into the mansion.
I would miss the mansion if it's not on there. I think it was the first one. that they didn't have
Right,
that.
but this is going to be before the first one in terms of storyline.
Ooh, well, that might be an issue for me.
We need the mansion.
I love the mansion.
We need the
Some
mansion.
of the later games, they kind of the mansion wasn't as good. It was too puzzly. It was less
Right.
kind of shoot the butler and more kind of
Shoot the butler,
go
really?
through secret
Wow,
doors. It
okay.
was fun, but I did love that kind of just shooting the butler.
So like overall thoughts, like so this is a series that you guys have played quite a bit. It's been out for years now, and they brought it back after there's been an old gap, isn't there? Or was it fairly recent in the previous one? But anyway,
I can't remember. It's been all over the place, really.
regardless-
There's been a big gap. I think it is
yeah.
a
In
big
terms of the
gap.
kind of the way it's been working, it got really sporadic. Post, I think it was 4 maybe.
Right, and you're happy to see it back, but with a change.
Yeah,
because
back
lot
on
of
the
people don't like
trail,
change,
really.
but this looks like a positive change.
Yeah, and it's nice to like I said, nice to have it back on the trail of kind of the storyline, etc. And yeah, let's hope it's a stormer.
Yeah, early days still. So
Yeah, it's in March.
Got
something like that.
March next year.
Yeah.
Long time. Lots can happen since now and then. Cool. Thanks, guys.